Hey, my name is Damianos. This has left the abyss. Boo! Halloween is fun, isn't it? Well, there's plenty out there to be afraid of. So, what better time to instill a little bit of panic? These are the things you should be afraid of. "2020 has brought a level of existential dread which many today have not lived through on such a scale. The major events of history which seem so otherworldly, which most have only lived with the aftermath of. Now we're in a new major world history event. There is no end in sight. The injustice toward people of color, the outrage felt by the nation, the backlash to the backlash. An election between somebody offering nothing and somebody who has caused so much damage and is getting much more insane. A president who is riling up a base of right-wing radicals with a deep-seated gun culture, who is publicly refusing to accept the legitimacy of the election he is failing to lead, who does not intend on handing the election over. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is dead. Now the court is packed tight with conservative justices, with the addition of Amy Coney Barrett, and is unequivocally Trump's court, who will support his opinion that the election is not valid. Now for the first time, the legitimacy of our elections is in public and mainstream doubt. The outbreak has not been controlled, specifically in this country. The future for America is uncertain. And today, I'm not here to talk about how we can use this opportunity to pull the country left. We can. But this is Halloween, let's not be so optimistic. You have a lot to be scared of. I don't want to paralyze you, I want you to beware. What should Americans fear? Americans should fear the increase in destabilization. The right likes to fearmonger about these so-called riots, but you should really be afraid of the cause. Police state terrorism, violence from a force of militarized gangsters employed by property owners with a reinforced culture of legal immunity, routinely policing and cracking down on poor communities, mostly people of color. Surveillance on the level of a fictional dystopia, the surveyors of which believe you to be a domestic terrorist for being anti-fascist. Political assassinations being ordered by the president and then bragged about multiple times. Who will protect you when your predators are the police? Supporting the police and supported by the police are the militant right-wingers. This country is absolutely filled with people totally enamored with fascism. If you were safe, Trump wouldn't be elected or even be able to gain any support. They are all around you. No matter where you live, people you should be afraid of, hordes of people who cheer on the downturn of this country, idiots, a true horror seemingly unending. All the idiots create a dangerous situation. The moment it entered the US, the fate of the country was sealed. Countries around the world struggle with this pandemic, but none quite so remarkably as the US, which has a very particularly difficult time dealing with problems in an intelligent way. Idiots causing death, so much death. A state which is not prepared to provide for its people. You're on your own, as always. And of course, the fact that the world is ending. Global warming will kill every human if we do not do anything about it. The horror of reality is worse than fiction dares to depict. These are only a few of the existential threats all around you today. Existential fear is not only valid in response but appropriate. You, all you love, are actively threatened. The country is so unstable it is an empire bound to fail. We are building up to it. Sure, we can hope to take advantage and win, but we don't have the advantage. Fascism has the advantage. The death cult leads us. America is on the brink of self-destruction. You need to be ready. You need to be armed, because they are. The earth-shaking history is not done being written. Next month will remind you, you should be afraid. And you should be ready to defend yourself. You should be connecting to your fellow leftists, organizing despite crackdown. Keep in mind, in the absence of legitimized government, it will not be liberals, moderates, and centrists vying for control. It will be the radicals from the left to the right, ready to fill the vacuum. We just have to hope that we win. Maybe our country doesn't fall in upon itself. At this point, do you think it's wise to assume it won't? It's a scary country in scary times. And that's why I wanted to spend Halloween reminding you of it. Now, you can enjoy the holiday as usual. I won't keep interrupting your festivity. It is me and Nix's favorite holiday, after all. After this Halloween is when I predict we see some real horrors. Whether you're itching for the fight, or hoping it all stays relatively calm, either can happen. The odds of downfall are not looking good. At the least, the violence and disruption will continue at this rate. Typically, it's just a matter of time. A spark, and it all goes up in smoke. Thank you for making it through this, Downer. And hey, happy Halloween. I scare you because I care, comrades. I want to win. I believe in us. Whether it's a sudden revolution spawned from political destabilization and overt oppression, or sticking to the same old liberal electoralism. Keep practicing your values, leftists. Bring change. And self-care, ever so important. We all struggle, especially now. I'll be more positive later, but please do beware, comrades. Mortality, at least for mortals, is truly a threat in these times. With that, this has been Left the Abyss. Please like, comment, share, and as always, thank you for watching Left the Abyss, mortals. Subscribe. And be afraid.